so important to understand that. You can't divorce a situation that had taken place over a number of years with the past 1 year. Now, first and foremost, we came into a very loose money supply situation. Between 2015 and 2023, the past 8 years, witnessed an incredible amount of pumping of liquidity into the system. In 2015, money supply was about 19 trillion naira. And in 2023, it was 54 trillion naira. I mean, that's a huge increase, a very, very huge increase. And a substantial amount of that, as I'm sure you all know, was through ways and means. Okay, so essentially printing of money resulted in a huge amount of money chasing, because this is the implication, chasing the same amount of goods, a relatively small amount of goods. So I think that context is very, very, very important to have.
When will the current administration stop blaming Buhari? After 1 year and 4 months in office, they continue to blame the past administration. Also, after 1 year in office for the central bank governor, he continues to blame the past administration. Despite the fact that almost everything they blamed Emefiele, the past central bank governor, for, all the ills they accused him of doing that contributed in battering the economy, they have continued to do the same thing. They are selling foreign exchange to bureau de change operators like Emefiele did. Remember, they accused him of doing that. Even the trillions Buhari printed. Remember also that Tinubu advised him at the time to print more naira. He also added that he should withdraw VAT. But now that he's in power, he has increased VAT. In fact, he's planning to increase more taxes, despite the fact that the economic situation today is worse than what it was under Buhari's time. So the fact that Buhari printed more than 25 trillion naira, yes, that's not right, but Nigerians didn't feel it at the time. We know how much petrol was being sold under Buhari, 185 naira per litre. Today, the price of petrol is more than 5 times what it was under Buhari's administration, more than 1,000 naira per litre. Also, they have printed more trillions. Yes, he's blaming Buhari for printing money, but he has printed money for the current administration, over 10 trillion naira. So what is Cardoso talking about? Always telling people, this is where we started, this is how our problem started, as if it's a different political party, even if it is. After all, according to Tinubu, he said he brought Buhari to power, so it's a continuum. They can't remove themselves from what happened under Buhari's administration. And right now, going by hardship in Nigeria and all the suffering, it seems Buhari is a lesser evil compared to the current administration. There's one thing though that the CBN governor said, he's right about it, but before we see all that, look at what is happening in Argentina. Someone that came to power more than 6 months after Tinubu came to power, he met a worse economy in Argentina at the time. Their inflation was too high compared to that of Nigeria at the time. Look at what he has achieved. In less than 6 months of being in power, he tamed the inflation. In Nigeria, they are giving excuses, blaming everyone except themselves. Right now, look at the latest feat he achieved. He has reduced the cost of rent, yes, by more than 40%. While in Nigeria, rent has tripled or even more than tripled in many cases. They are blaming landlords like they blamed merchants for increasing price of goods, as if these merchants and landlords buy raw materials and their products elsewhere. Even if they buy them elsewhere, they don't buy them from Nigeria. They still have to deal with increase in customs duty, which the current administration made. So they can't run away from it. Why it's important to draw these parallels between what Milei of Argentina has achieved within a very short time compared to what Tinubu has achieved in Nigeria over a longer period is to make people understand that solving economic problems is very easy to do. If someone is determined to achieve something, to bring down inflation, to turn around the economy within a very short time, if you put your foot down, it is completely achievable. It's not magic, it's not rocket science. So don't believe anyone or fall for anyone trying to tell you, you have to wait for a long time. You have to suffer first. After suffering, then you will reap the benefits in the future, maybe in 4 years or 3 years. It has never happened. This brings us to what the central bank governor, Yemi Cardoso, got right.
Let me conclude by saying that as far as I know, there is no economic model that portends to take people out of poverty when inflation is accelerating at the levels that we've seen it at. There's none. And for that reason, we do not intend to relent on ensuring that we bring it under control.
You heard it from the horse's mouth. It has never happened before. All the countries in the world that moved from low income or poverty to middle class, they never experienced what Nigerians are experiencing currently. Yes, all of them started moving gradually from where they were to where they are today, middle class. They never started by overtaxing their citizens or overburdening them with high cost of living. No, most of these countries, even up till today, don't pay as high as Nigerians pay for the notorious Band A electricity tariff. That's to make you understand how they move to prosperity. And if most of them are not paying as high as Nigerians are paying for electricity today, imagine how much they were paying when they were moving to the middle class. So this is the template that works everywhere except in Nigeria. In Nigeria, people in power spend more time on propaganda trying to convince Nigerians why things won't work or why they are not working, instead of expending that energy on trying to make that thing to work. Let's get back to Argentina to understand how Milei performed the magic. He started out by selling off the presidential fleet. Yes, and started flying commercial. Compare that to Nigeria, what did Tinubu do? He instead expanded the presidential fleet. Up till today, no one knows if they've sold off 2 presidential jets that they said they will sell off, but we all know that he has bought a new presidential jet worth more than $150 million US. Javier Milei also invested the savings he got from reducing the cost of governance into massive housing. That was how he was able to reduce the cost of rent by over 40%. This is achievable in Nigeria if they are serious about it. Take Lagos and Abuja for instance, the 2 cities where you have the largest middle class in Nigeria. Imagine if the government builds about 100,000 3-bedroom apartments in Abuja or Lagos. That will seriously reduce the cost of rent. No landlord will continue holding on to an empty apartment and asking for 2 million naira per year when the real estate market is overflowing with empty apartments. It will seriously bring down the cost of rent because no one will invest in such huge apartments and leave them unoccupied without renting it out. So as you can see, these people are wasting our time. Many countries have left Nigeria behind, and the worst part is that the central bank governor knows, that's going by his statement, that the trajectory Nigeria is heading can never lead us to prosperity. So one wonders, why haven't they changed course? Why are they intentionally impoverishing Nigerians for no reason? Telling Nigerians to wait till things materialize, till the day they will become prosperous, is outright deception. And to put this in context, a bank managing director that has continued to make losses after 1 year he was appointed to the position, the board of directors will quickly sack him. They will never tolerate any excuse or him blaming the past managing director or anything. They will simply put their foot down and sack him because they want to make profit. So why is an incompetent person or incompetent people manning positions in government that affect the lives of millions of people without consequence? They have proven many times over that they are completely clueless in managing the affairs of the country, in managing economic issues, because look at Nigeria today. No one would have ever imagined that Buhari would know better about the economy than Tinubu. Yes, because of all the propaganda he successfully spread in the past, people genuinely thought very highly of him, but today Nigerians have seen that it was all packaging. Thanks for watching.